Hey, IKEA, welcome back to Live Richly, where we help each other become better investors. So the past news cycle has been dominated by two billionaires launching themselves into space. Even though this was an impressive achievement and cost a lot of money, it got me thinking about the opportunity of investing in space. Because you've got all these billionaires, and if you throw in Elon Musk into it with SpaceX, there should be a lot of money to be made in space. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how we as retail investors can also invest in the space market, how big this opportunity actually is, and why space is such a hot space right now. Also, if you're new here, consider subscribing. The channel recently passed 100 subscribers. So to those new subscribers, thank you for joining me on the journey. And everybody else, consider following in as well. So let's break down this space opportunity. So why is space a hot investment at the moment? Well, this goes back to Barack Obama. Thanks, Obama, who in 2015 enacted the Spurring Private Aerospace Competitive and Entrepreneurship Act, or the Space Act for short. It's a long name. And this act gave American citizens the right to engage in commercial space exploration and exploitation of space resources, including minerals and water. So this act was devised to incentivize private industry to invest in space exploration and the government to take a step back. So why would Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX be willing to spend billions of dollars to invest in space exploration? Well, money. According to Asteranker, a website that tracks asteroids, I'll link them in the description below, there are over 17 asteroids valued at $100 trillion in resources. This is US dollars. So that is how you get billionaires or these private industries interested in investing in space exploration. So we are decades away from being able to mine Mars or mine asteroids, but the rewards are going to be massive, especially since we're destined to be a multi-planetary species. And according to a report by Morgan Stanley, the space industry is going to be worth $1.1 trillion in 40 years' time. But this estimate was more than doubled by a Bank of America report that predicted that the space industry is going to be worth $3 trillion in 30 years' time. But what does that mean? How big is a $1 trillion industry or a $3 trillion industry? Based on 2020 revenue of different market sectors, a $3 trillion industry will be the 6th biggest in today's terms. That's bigger than global tourism, that's bigger than banking, that's bigger than manufacturing. It's definitely a massive opportunity. Now we know the size of the opportunity, the size of this potential market. How do you invest in space? I like to break it down into two sectors. The first sector being the space for space economy. So that is goods and services produced in space for use in space, such as mining on the moon and asteroids, or materials which is used to construct habitats or supply refueling depots, for example. This is what most people think when they think about investing in space, right? Starships, rockets, Star Trek, that type of vibe. The second sector, which I think is the most important sector that's relevant to us now, is the space for Earth economy. That is goods and services produced in space for use on Earth. The space for Earth economy includes telecommunications and internet infrastructure, Earth observation capabilities, and national security satellites. So the best way to frame this is the space-to-space economy is the future. That's where we're aiming to get to. But the space-to-Earth economy is what's happening right now. There are very few pure space investments that I'd consider. You do have, Boeing or Halliburton that have some exposure in the space market, but this is usually less than 5% of their bottom line. The front runner, in my opinion, when looking to invest in space is SpaceX, but they aren't listed. Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' company, isn't listed as well, and that just leaves us with one company, that's Virgin Galactic. And it's not profitable, and they're currently focused on space tourism for the super rich, and tickets cost $250,000 US for a 1-hour trip, but you do get the training included and you get to keep the spacesuit. So there's that. So for all the progress space companies have made, the reality is that Virgin Galactic is the only option investors have for an investment that is directly tied to that space-to-space economy. So you could get an ETF, and the most popular right now is the ARK Space Exploration ETF, or ticker code ARKX. And this second ETF is got my favorite ticker code, I think, of all ETFs right now, is the Procure Space ETF, ticker code UFO. So please let me know if you'd want me to do a breakdown of these specific industries in the comment section below. But I think there's actually a better opportunity if you're looking to investing in space at the present, and let's get into that. So this is the part of the video where I ask you to hit that like button if you're enjoying the content so far. A lot of hours went into the research for this video, so hitting that like button is free and it helps my channel grow. So thank you in advance. Now let's get back into the video. So we're looking to capitalize on the space gold rush. The best investments to make aren't in human space flight or the space-to-space sector. In my opinion, these are very capital-intensive businesses. I mean, look at SpaceX. It took them 20 years to get reusable rockets. Virgin Galactic has recently raised another $500 million, and I don't think this is going to be the last time because it costs a lot of money to launch these rockets into the air. So the true opportunity lies in the space-to-earth sector, and we're talking about satellites. So when you use your GPS or your credit card gets authorized instantaneously, or when a farmer who's in holiday in Hawaii can track his crops in Nebraska, or how you can track a package through every step of its supply chain before it gets delivered to you, satellite data has become a foundational piece of our day-to-day life. Then when you look at internet penetration, only 67% of the world has access to the internet. And due to the investments that are being made in space tech, satellites are becoming cheaper and smaller, and some are even the size of a loaf of bread. And due to them being smaller, being cheaper, in 2020, there were 5,000 satellites in low Earth orbit. This number is projected to increase to 25,000 in the next decade. So there are more satellites in the sky, there's more internet. I get what you're saying, but what's the investment opportunity here, right? So with faster internet and a third of the world coming online, there are going to be more phones sold by Apple. There's going to be more ads sold by Alphabet. Online shopping, Amazon's going to get more shoppers. You get the idea. Big tech is going to win, and they're going to win big. It is estimated that a $400 billion revenue opportunity exists from providing internet to areas that currently are underserved or don't have internet services. When it comes to investing in space, at this stage, there are very few pure play investment options out there, in my opinion. SpaceX isn't publicly listed, Blue Origin isn't publicly listed, and Virgin Galactic is just a money pit, in my opinion. But this doesn't mean that this is not going to change at this stage. I just think it's going to take a lot of money being pumped into these companies to make them viable. But one day they might be viable. I would focus more on the space to earth economy, when especially big tech companies, they're going to benefit from faster, more reliable internet, and for the third of the world that currently is offline coming online. Instead of looking at the stars to invest in space, consider looking around you to what you use every day. This is not where I thought this video was going to go. I was pretty sure I was going to be breaking down space ETFs for you guys. Yeah, apparently big tech is the best place to get space exposure. So I'll provide some other investment analysis videos that I've covered on the channel. They should be on the screen now if the space opportunity isn't your thing. I really recommend the investing in luxury videos, one of my favorites. I really learned a lot making that one. Feel free to hit me up in the comments of that and let me know what you think. So until next week, please like and subscribe. All right, I'm out. Bye.